Good morning, traders. This is your morning market breakdown. I'm on the GU, and what we can see is that yesterday the price had come up to our potential liquidity zone. It had a very strong reaction and is now pushing itself down. On the live stream from yesterday, I was waiting for the price to enter into this potential area of the unverified demand zone. And now I'm just waiting to see how the price reacts when it does enter into this area. See what it does today. What I am a little bit afraid of is that if we could see a little pullback to here before it comes back down to this demand zone before then pushing up. The reason I say that is because on the daily we are bullish. So we had this descending wedge and now it's pushed up. It has grabbed liquidity here. It is likely maybe going to pull itself back down to this unverified demand zone. I don't think it's going to come all the way down here, but I think there might be quite a nice reaction within this area. And when that happens, what I'll be waiting to see is a bit of confirmation on the lower time frames to see whether or not it's going to continue into the upside. And then I will likely enter into a position, hopefully from here, and targeting this potential area here for at least a 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio. So that's my play on the GBP USD today. Euro US dollar, a very similar setup on the Euro US dollar. From the live stream yesterday, I did say if there was going to be a nice breaker structure, full body break below this line, I would have entered that position. And you can see that trade is currently playing out. I might leave this trade early depending on what happens on these lower time frames, because it seems as though it's struggling now to maintain momentum into the downside. So I'll be waiting to see what happens there today. Again, we have seen that it has come up, it grabbed liquidity, is pushed down into this unverified, now I guess becoming a verified demand zone. We can see that it had a nice sharp reaction here and it could continue into the upside. Very similar to what we are seeing with the GU. We could see that the price reacts to this zone and then we could target one of these next higher highs where liquidity might be resting, or maybe up here. So that would be my play for the Euro US dollar. Again, I'm bullish. I'm looking for longs on the Euro US dollar. USD JPY, I am looking for shorts at the moment. We are seeing quite a substantial push into the upside, and this is brought on by the DXY. It is moving quite aggressively up. What I am cautious about is that this is a bullish market. So at the moment, there just seems to be too much noise, too much consolidation for me to really want to enter into a position. I will see whether or not the price comes up here, and then I would be very cautious and do a very tight short into the downside. If that doesn't play out, I'm just going to leave USD JPY for a while until something very clear comes out. Okay, heading over to the DXY. What we were waiting for yesterday did come to play. I wish it went up a little bit more. Hopefully today it will eventually head up to this 98.400 level before then pushing down a little more aggressively. Let's just drop out at the moment. So on the daily, we are bearish. We are now trading below the 200 EMA, so we are looking for short positions, which means we're looking for long positions on the GU and Euro US dollar. And so what could happen today is that it does finally reach our 98.400, which would then be in line with those potential unverified demand zones on the Euro and the GU. And then we would begin to see a nice sharp reaction, it pushing itself down, and we would likely target these areas down here. So you can actually see that this would be the next target box. So I would then take that as a short position. Again, I would just be looking on the lower time frames, waiting for this price to be reached. Once this price has been reached, I'll just be looking for a short position. Quite a simple setup, really, on the DXY today. BTC USD is also playing very nicely on the 4-hour time frame. As I mentioned on the live stream yesterday, I would be waiting for the price to come down into this unverified demand zone, breaking the market structure. If it does, I mean, once it's within this demand zone, I would likely be looking for a long position. As you can see here, I'll look for some confirmation on the lower time frames to enter into a long position. I would then use this as my target price. And when this pushes up, it would likely create a new zone for it to retrace back into before pushing up again. So it might do something like this. So I am bullish on BTC USDT, especially if the ceasefire holds, which is going to be great. A lot of people are going to be putting their money on risk on assets. Let's go and take a look over at gold. So yeah, from yesterday's live stream, I left these on because we want to see whether or not it is playing out the way we want it to. There's a lot of resistance here. You can see that there was the first target that I mentioned on the live stream, that there could be a potential reversal. It doesn't look like it's reversing at this level, so we might see the price come back, continue coming down to the weekly open before moving up. I am bullish on gold at the moment. So what we're seeing is, yeah, quite a little bit of liquidity being taken down here. We are seeing that the price has re-entered into a unverified demand zone that was created because of this huge impulsive move into the upside, and we are seeing a reaction to that zone. And so we might not see it come down even further. We may begin seeing the signs of a potential reversal into the upside, which is good. So what I'd be doing is waiting for this previous high to be broken before body candle break, and then I would enter into a long position targeting the higher highs up here. So I'd be looking for a position something like this today on gold. And that's everything, traders. That is your morning market breakdown.